Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world. Now, this video you can see playing in the background here. This is the live stream from JLR Investigates. JLR has given his permission to anyone to use his live stream. He is right there at Nancy Guthrie's house where the police have been. There's been a lot of police activity today so far, a lot of searching, and very ominously, there's been searching of the septic tank there. The police have been there. I mean, they seem to think, don't they, that Nancy is around there somewhere, maybe? Why do they think, why only now? This is what's surprising me about this case. It has now been a week since Nancy disappeared completely from her home. And it's been a week, and now the police are there searching around the area, searching the septic tank. I mean, I went cold when I saw that because it reminded me of that awful case, Helen Bailey, whose husband hid her in the septic tank in the garage underneath the car where the car was parked. Anyway, she was found, her and her little dog, Boris. You know, people just do such horrible things, don't they? So what do you think? Do you think Nancy is around there? Personally, I think it makes sense that Nancy perhaps is around there somewhere. Anyway, they've been there searching for her. All the sheriff's deputies have been there. You can see there's a lot of media there. JLR's been there for hours. I think JLR is just camped out there. He's there. I won't be on like for hours. But obviously it's daytime in America. It's nighttime here in Spain. It is just gone 11 o'clock. I've still got my cold, unfortunately. I have had a nap today, but I won't be long out of bed again. I've just got tissue. But I just wanted to come on and give you a few updates because I'm not sure exactly what time I'll be able to get on tomorrow because I've got classes. I've got Spanish classes. Now, there may be a breakthrough overnight. I feel like, you know, you feel like something's going to break. Now, don't forget the deadline for the ransom note is tomorrow, isn't it? I don't know what time, but Monday, they said, was the deadline for this ransom, which is supposedly $6 million. That's quite a strange amount as well, isn't it? 6 million. Why 6 million? Why, you know, I don't know why I feel like they should use a rounded off figure, but it just seems like an odd amount anyway. So let me just give you the updates that we've had. So first of all, that the sheriff's office has been back there. They've been searching septic tanks, prodding into. It doesn't seem like they found anything, though, I must say. The other update is it was Tomasco, the son-in-law, on the Saturday night before she disappeared. Sorry, excuse me. On the Saturday night before she disappeared, of course, Nancy had been at her daughter Annie's house with her husband, with Annie's husband, Tomasco. Apparently it was him who took Nancy home, and he said he delivered her home safe and sound. But he's not been heard of since then, has he? It's all gone, you know, we don't know where he is, where Annie is. We don't know where anybody is. Nobody is at the house at the moment because the house has been searched, sprayed for luminol. The forensic investigators have been in Annie's house, and they'll have results, I suppose. Have they found anything? We don't know. That's another update then, that the sheriff's office have confirmed that it was supposedly safely on that Saturday night before she disappeared at some point in the early hours of the morning. What was the other bit of news I wanted to tell her? Oh, that's right. So it turns out that the reason that the alarm was raised on the Sunday morning, they were saying that Annie did not turn up at church. But when they, and I remember thinking, oh, that's strange. So why did she not just drive to her daughter's house? Because don't forget, the daughter, that was an Uber. Apparently, Nancy went to her daughter's house that Saturday evening in an Uber. And that is confirmed by the Uber driver, but not an Uber to go home. It was Tomasco that took her home. So, yeah, then I remember thinking, oh, how did she, she didn't turn up at church, so she mustn't have been that immobile that she couldn't get to church. But of course, it turns out that, in fact, since COVID, she has not attended church in person. She's been attending virtually. And it was when somebody noticed she hadn't logged in, because she never missed church online. She would join in online. Somebody noticed that she did not join in online that morning, and that's why the alarm was raised. So she wasn't mobile. And I don't know, she can't have been bedbound because she went to her daughter's house that night. But it seems like her mobility is very, very restricted. And that is why the police knew instantly she had not gone off somewhere herself. And of course, she's got no cognitive problems. Her problems are mobility, her heart is bad. But she's got no cognitive problems, and because her mobility is so bad, they knew she just couldn't have just wandered off. So that's some more information that's dripping out to us. So all the media here are all accumulated. I feel like they're expecting something, but the sheriff has said he will not be giving a press conference today. He has said there's nothing new, no suspects, no cars been identified as involved. He's just made a statement a couple of hours ago to say that there is no news, but everybody's there waiting for news. And also, it's all right him saying there is no news. Well, why was there all that activity searching the septic tanks and things like that if there was no reason for it? So there obviously is news, but the sheriff is keeping it to himself. And then the sheriff has come in for the sheriff himself has come in for a lot of criticism, because he was videoed at a football game yesterday. Now, listen, I know he's a sheriff, he's not, he's not on duty 24 hours a day, but still, it was unfortunate, right? Because, of course, it's Super Bowl weekend. So everybody will be watching the Super Bowl today. There'll probably be another load of crimes committed because Super Bowl weekend. Very often when I'm covering a case in America, it happens on the Super Bowl weekend. Anyway, let me just skip that advert. Oh God, I hope I feel better soon. So yeah, for those of you that are just coming in, I'm just going to go over it all again in a minute. First of all, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing if you share my videos. Special thank you to my members. Special thank you to those of you who've bought me Ko-fis. Thank you so much. And they're all going towards the new computer fund, which that is, that is why you'll find that everything that I'm doing at the moment is a bit laggy and slow, because I'm working on a laptop since my computer blew up. Thank you for those of you who send me emails suggesting cases. I've had some really interesting emails that I'm going to get around to talking about what the people on, that have sent me these emails, very interesting. Thank you so much. People always sending me new ideas, etc. At the moment, though, I do feel like everything's sort of concentrated around this case, isn't it? It's just one of those cases you feel like it's unfolding in real time. It definitely is unfolding in real time, isn't it? And poor Nancy, you do feel that hope is fading a little bit, because it's been a week. But anyway, we'll see what happens tomorrow with when the ransom demand, the deadline comes and goes. We'll see what happens then. Will that bring any more developments? Has Nancy been kidnapped, and will she be released tomorrow? There's always that possibility, isn't it? So we've got to look on the positive side. So, as I say, just a reminder to everyone what I've come on to talk about here. Oh, let me just say hello to people that are in the chat. There's a few of you in the chat. Hey, Angel. Hi, Daniel. Hi, Marg. Hi, Tracy. I should be resting. I will be soon. I will be soon. Hi, Snoopy. Sorry. Oh, even the scrolling down in the chat's not working very well. Okay. So, yeah. So, little recap just to let you know what's going on. I would suggest you go over to JLR's channel if you want to watch it live. I mean, literally, there's not much going on at the moment, but every now and again he finds somebody interesting to talk to. He's been talking to the neighbours, other journalists that are there. He has been, it has been interesting. And as I say, he's been on for hours. I think he'd just be there all day now, until at least until the light fades, when JLR gets his teeth into something. This reminds me of the days when he was covering the runaway Daniel Cavalcante, who was escaped from prison, and JLR was on the hunt, wasn't he? And we quite often watched his live streams then, as he was, he wasn't helping to look for Daniel, but as he was recording the hunt for Daniel. Which of course ended up in him being caught by a police dog, didn't it? Called Yoda. It was very, so it's been a while since we've had a case like this that you feel like it's developing in real time. So all these. Another bit of information that's come out is there's been 3 ransom demands. One of them has been proven to be an imposter demand, and that person has been arrested. Now, that person who sent that ransom demand, he sent that to Annie and Tomasco, to Nancy's daughter and her husband, the ones that are sort of a little bit under suspicion. I wonder who he's talking to there. Let's have a little listen to it. I have got the sound down, but sometimes you find someone quite interesting to talk to. No sound. Oh. Right, I've no idea why you can't hear it. Can you hear me? Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay? Just let me know that you can hear me. I've no idea why you couldn't hear him. I could hear him perfectly. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Somebody let me know if you can hear me. Somebody let me know if you can hear me, because I can tell you. Right, you can hear me, but you can't hear what this man is saying. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Right. I'm going to put him on mute then. I'm going to tell you what he was just saying there. So this man, he's also an internet sleuth, he said. I don't know who he is. I don't know which YouTuber he is. But he's there and he said he's been all around the property. He's been all around the property, and he says there's no way that Nancy was taken out the back way, because the back way, there's a gully, there's cactus, there's, it's just impossible that she was taken out the back way. So she must have been taken out the front way. That's what this guy says. And he says there are cameras everywhere. And he said there must be some CCTV footage. That's what he's just said. He also said that he has not been challenged at all. He's been all over those, not trespassing on the properties, but all around all the properties. And there he is, a man covered in tattoos, a man not from the area. He said he wasn't challenged at all by anybody. The other thing he said was that Nancy's property is the least expensive property of all of them. He said all the properties are really expensive properties. They've all got, state of the art cameras, etc. He said, in his opinion, and it is only his opinion, and he did say that, there's no way that there's no CCTV of this abduction. There must be some CCTV of this abduction. So, well, who knows what there is? The police aren't telling us anything, are they? So there you go. JLR's stream. I'll be going off shortly. I'll be on another 5-10 minutes. I'm just going to go over what the things that I wanted to tell you again for people that might be watching coming in later. Yeah, go over to JLR Investigates. I think he'll be there all day until the light goes, and maybe even beyond that. I heard him eating on the go before. He's just camped out there with his camera. He's following it in real time. He won't go, and he does. He's probably going. Maybe he'll interview this guy now. He interviews people that walk past, and yeah, get some interesting information. So it is interesting. So, yeah, let me just go over then. So, the police have been there for the last few hours at Nancy Guthrie's house. They've been searching. I'm going to take off JLR now because it's probably making my thing go slow. So, the police have been there. They've been searching. They've particularly been searching in the septic tank. Which is quite chilling, isn't it? The thought of it. That I think they seem to feel that Nancy may be around there somewhere. The other news that's coming out is it was Tomasco who took Nancy home apparently that night and said she went home safely before she was abducted the next morning. We heard earlier the ransom is $6 million, apparently. Oh, and the original ransom note, or one of the original ransom notes that turned out to be a fake, an imposter ransom note, was sent to Tomasco and Annie. What was the other thing? Oh, and the other thing we found out is that Nancy has not attended church in person since COVID. She's been attending virtually because of her mobility being so bad and perhaps not wanting to catch any germs from the rest of the church congregation because she's got this weak heart. So she probably doesn't like to be out in places where she may pick up bugs or colds, etc. Like I've got. The thing is, I don't go, I try and avoid picking up things as well, but of course I picked this up off my son who is working in the public sector. What else was there? I think that's about it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, there may be some developments before I wake up tomorrow morning because, you know, I'm obviously on a different time zone than America, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Oh, yeah, the sheriff, in the meantime, is still insisting no suspects, no new information. He's not making a press conference because there's nothing to say. Yesterday, he was at the football and everybody's angry that he was at the football because he's in the middle of this massive case. I mean, he's probably had those tickets maybe for the football forever because it's the Super Bowl, isn't it? But well, when I say the football, I don't know if it was football he was at. He was at a game, let's say. And yeah, you know, there's a lot of people are angry about that because they feel that although, yeah, of course he's entitled to his downtime, he is in the middle of probably the most significant case that he'll ever, you know, cover. And there he was just going off to the football as if nothing was wrong. It reminded me a bit of in the Nicola Bulley case when is it Andrew Snowden, he was just telling everybody what he was having for dinner and this, that and the other, and not really taking the hugeness of that case seriously. What else? So yeah, he's come under a lot of criticism. He said that there'll be no press conference today, nothing to report, as we sort of hurtle towards the deadline tomorrow for the ransom amount. So it's just getting curiouser and curiouser, isn't it? I mean, earlier JLR was even talking about cartels, and then of course there's the Epstein files and the fact that Savannah Guthrie, she interviewed all the Epstein victims. You know, it's like it's a real mystery, this case. And then there's the suspicion cast on Tomasco, the son-in-law. You know, well, do you know what, Angel's asking me what if I was to say one thing. I don't feel it is a normal kidnap, because I don't think you wait 3 days to make a ransom demand in a normal kidnap. I don't think you make your ransom demands to the media. You make them to the family or to the police, and you would want them kept under the radar, not given maximum publicity. The fact the ransom demands were made to TMZ and other news outlets, to me, suggests that this kidnapper is looking for publicity. Why are they looking for publicity? You just want to be quiet, just take your money and run, wouldn't you? You know, you wouldn't want all this publicity. And why did it take 3 days? I think it was 3 days before any ransom note was even received. Normally the ransom note is received on the day of the kidnapping, or certainly just a couple of hours later, especially in a case like this, which is an elderly woman whose health is not good. And, you know, not wanting to put too fine a point on it, even if she was alive when she was taken, every day that she's been held for a week now without a medication, as far as we know. She's got bad heart, she's got health concerns. There's any day she could take a turn for the worse and she could die. And then that they're talking, you're going from a kidnap case, which is serious enough, of course, but it's not as serious as a murder case. Then you're looking at a murder charge. So they're taking a massive chance, aren't they, to hold on to an 84-year-old woman, an ill 84-year-old woman, to hold on to her for all this length of time. You know, you'd think they wouldn't want her on their hands. You know, where is she? Where are they keeping her? You know, how are they looking after her? So I don't think it's that. If I was to say what I actually thought, I don't think it is a kidnapping, personally. But you know, who knows? Strange things happen, don't they? So okay, so yeah, if you want to see further coverage of that, I would go over to JLR Investigates. As I said, I think he'll probably be there all day. He's set himself up there. He's had something to eat. His camera's there. He's set for the day. And if anything happens whatsoever, he will be there to report on it. So, yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think. So you asked me what I think, but also, of course, let me know what you think in comments. What's your opinion on Tomasco? Do you think it is suspicious? Do you think something happened to Annie? Did she even leave their house? Did she arrive home safely like he says she did? See, the only thing that sort of makes me think about that one is there was blood, you know, in the doorway at Nancy's house, and it was Nancy's blood. So if Tomasco, if something happened to Nancy at the other house, somehow that blood got transported to Nancy's house. You know, how did that blood get to the door in Nancy's house if something happened to her somewhere else? Unless it was put there on purpose, you know. But that's, again, that's like, and listen, this neighborhood that this has happened, it's pitch black at night. I've seen reporters there, they've proved how dark it is at night. You know, and the thing about that is, although it's good to do things under the cover of darkness, whoever has done this, they would have to be familiar with the area, because if you weren't familiar with the area, you couldn't do what they've done, you know, because you wouldn't know the area enough. You know what it's like when it's dark. I've just driven back from picking my son up from work, and you drive through a very, very, this part of it, I'll try and do a video of it one night. It's so dark and spooky, like a really curvy, windy road. It's pitch black. There's not a light to be seen except for your lights from your car. That's what it'd be like where Nancy's been kidnapped from. And if you have to really concentrate just to keep on the road. So, so dark there near Nancy's house. If you didn't know that area, you just wouldn't be able to kidnap somebody, break into someone's house, etc. So I don't know how old the blood was, Angel, because by the time it was videoed by Brian Ensign, he videoed it. It was, Tuesday or Wednesday or something. Because don't forget, the police put the tape up for the crime scene. Then they took the tape down, and that's when Brian Ensign went in and took this video of the blood. So I don't know how old the blood was. No idea. Okay, right. I'll see you very soon in the next video. Sleep well if you're if you're watching from somewhere where it's nighttime, or enjoy your day if you're watching from somewhere that's daytime. And prayers for Nancy and for you. May your God go with you. Thank you. Bye.